RM and Jimin are so similar in the way that they process their thoughts, and I think that's why you get a gem whenever these two actually sit down for a conversation, because they complement each other so well, they understand each other so well, and they complement each other so well. And so here are the 10 things that I sort of discovered about BTS and the two of them in the MiniMoni album exchange part 2. Jimin's creative control. Jimin treats the world delicately. That's probably why he seems unlikely to be an auteur. His artistry seemed to have been focused on performance, commanding and owning the stage with distinct and unmatched presence. And had he chosen to concentrate on that, there would have been nothing wrong. But one thing the album exchange reinforced and confirmed is what we actually started learning during phase. Jimin's projects start and end with him. He doesn't just write the lyrics or come up with the melodies. He develops the ideas and commands the team on how these ideas will come to life. From music video concept to performance direction to aesthetics, Jimin is the master and commander of his own creative ship. He is the alpha and the omega. His emotions and ideas are the foundation of the narrative of his own art. His heart, mind, and hands are what mold his art into music videos, visuals, and other creative expressions. His music is all his. Jimin's creative process. Perhaps it's the sensitivity, knowledge, and actual experience of leading a creative team, but RM managed to ask Jimin questions that allowed us a peek of Jimin's creative process. Details that seem mundane for other people but interesting to fans and to real creative people. These are details that mainstream media often ignore or don't bother with. RM managed to coax it out of Jimin. For example, RM asked Jimin how long did his song Camp last and how they start and develop the songs that made it into the album. Jimin in fact surprised RM when he said he literally starts with nothing in the camp. While I'm not a professional musician, I know enough to say it is beyond impressive and also scary to come to a song camp with a blank sheet. They also touched on Jimin's decision to start relearning how to sing, improve his vocal foundation, and how he either partially or fully choreographed the routine for Who. Mainstream media usually miss things like this. Those people usually focus on superficial things or collaborations or his relationship with armies or his fans and others. RM brought in such a sensibility and smarts that helped Jimin discuss things that matter more to armies and to him. Seeking passion, not necessarily romance. And so it isn't romantic love he is looking for after all. This is absolute genius actually. What Jimin is looking for is passion. To feel excited over something, to feel the artistic high he used to feel with BTS. With BTS as a group on hiatus, life was steady. His future was secure, things were in place, but he missed the feeling of his heartbeat racing. He missed feeling the thrill of ideation, creation, completion, trials, errors, learning, and mastery. But those subjects aren't necessarily too commonplace. Not everybody will be able to relate to that. Romance or crush, on the other hand, that's very common. Romance or crush was just an expression he chose to represent the emotion he was longing for. That's why tracks 1 to 5 sounded like him talking to or about someone he desired. Track 6, Who, is the song that changed the album's gear. He revealed in the song that he is actually still looking for that passion or romance he was talking about in tracks 1 to 5. He hasn't found it yet. And yet, he didn't break away from the theme of love or crush or romance. It still sounded like he was looking for a girl. The album exchange revealed he was simply looking for something to rock his super steady life, a reason to wake up early and stay up late, to push himself to new heights, and to feel his heart race again. Different starting points. When Jimin told RM that he has come to respect the rap line even more because it took him 16 months to complete 6 songs, while the rap line constantly write 10 songs at a time all the time, the knee-jerk reaction of many would be false humility, to either deny or downplay everything they managed to do in BTS. But doing so will also downplay the role, skills, and achievements of J-Hope and Suga. RM instead chose to put it into context by casually mentioning it is no different from Jimin learning a choreography so fast while he, RM, could take days to learn it. Their history makes this simple statement layered and complex, but also simple to understand. RM, J-Hope, and Suga have been writing since before the vocal line came into the picture. In fact, they have been writing even before they became trainees. They have far more experience and have been honing their skills on that department longer. They naturally can do it faster. It's the same with Jimin having been trained in dance. Even before he became a trainee, he can pick it up faster. With that, RM managed to acknowledge and honor himself, J-Hope and Suga, while also making sure Jimin realizes that it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with your training. It was mature, honest, and a very intelligent answer. He did not invalidate anyone's skills, not even his, but he also made sure that he encourages Jimin. Becoming the leader. Jimin is a natural leader. Armies know that. But the role was already taken when he joined the team. While he had his own creative pursuits while still in BTS, he was still under the umbrella of BTS. That's why it felt like he went 0 to 100 with Face and MUSE. He went from being the member with the least amount of Comca credits to being a leader of a team of music industry veterans out to create an album that he knows half the world was waiting to hate on or put down. It is very intimidating, a little scary even to think about the actual implications of what he was doing. Millions of dollars on his hands, his own future on his own hands. Jimin must have the nerves of steel and the courage of David. He came into this role cold, but still managed to create 2 masterpieces, setting the bar so high it will most likely remain unreached for decades to come. Immortalizing your past. The very reason I stopped writing in my journal back in high school is the embarrassment I feel whenever I read my old entries. It felt childish and stupid. That's essentially what artists like Jimin do. They immortalize their past. It takes some amount of courage and honesty and confidence as well, and a very thick skin to put it out there for the world to consume. What Jimin did, however, is not just to document his emotions or state of mind. He translated the songs into something that people can interpret to be relevant to their own situations, issues, and sensibilities. This album is really about his search for something to reignite his passion, but he used crush or romance or love to symbolize that passion. It's more common, it's more universal. And just like that, he was able to tell his story while making it still relevant and relatable to people that will listen to his songs. Love doesn't guarantee constant happiness. Love doesn't guarantee constant happiness. Even when you are head over heels in love with your partner, there are times when you will still find the person unattractive or feel bored with her company. The same thing is true with your job. You may love it. It doesn't mean that you will never feel pissed or tired over it. And that's okay. Jimin actually made it clear that he is not sad or miserable. He is fine where he is and still loves what he does. He just doesn't feel excited anymore, and we can learn something from how he is actually dealing with it. Instead of leaving it or abandoning what is boring him, he challenged himself to find new ways of doing it, and MUSE is what came out of it. He found new ways to look at things, to do things. So don't just ditch your boring job or break up with your partner because things are too routinary, or abandon friends who have started living a more settled life. Find new ways to enjoy the things you love. After all, love is hard to come by. Removed a layer of skin. It was one of the funniest exchanges or moments in the album exchange. When Jimin mentioned that face forced him to face himself, RM asked if he had to wash his face. Jimin retorted that he should have actually stopped there, but he ended up removing a layer of his skin. It was funny because it was true. He didn't have his 6 brothers to lean on, or as a cover, or as a reinforcement for whatever it is that he is doing. He isn't one of 7. He was all alone. No matter the size of the stage he had to fill, no matter the size of the audience he had to captivate, no matter how big the world is, it's his name he is carrying. Success is all his, but so are failures. And that has led him to several realizations: his real strength, real skills, and real limits. First act to reach 1 million streams a day in Spotify. First act to debut a non-English song to the top of Billboard Hot 100. He can do all of that. He can also lead a team. He can bring out the best in people and allow other people to bring out the best in him. He can falter. He can also get up and try again. More importantly, he can continue trying. There are miles upon miles ahead of him. Patience to greatness. Jimin is a part of one of the most influential groups in history. He is rich and smart. And here he is going back to basics in order to take care of his voice and widen his spectrum. That's humility. That's intelligence. That's commitment to artistry. Idols are quick to transition into acting career or go into business if they have the financial fortitude once they are deemed too old to be an idol. But Jimin is actually going back to his basics, knowing the name he wants to establish is separate from BTS. He needs to build an entirely new foundation for himself and not rely on the success he shared with 6 other guys. RM reminds Jimin of his power in Blood, Sweat, and Tears. RM was also quick to remind that Jimin was key in their success in Blood, Sweat, and Tears and Fake Love eras. When you are starting to doubt yourself, RM said, remember the power you hold during Blood, Sweat, and Tears. We gained a lot of interests because of you. I just wonder, do they actually say these things to each other when it's just the 7 of them? Sometimes it can be hard to praise someone that you are so close with. Other than that, I do think it is extremely kind for RM to actually acknowledge the contribution of Jimin. Not just to Jimin himself, but to everyone watching. It was a message delivered loud and clear from no less than the leader of BTS. Jimin had an important role to play and will continue to play that part as they move forward. Growth. And it's growth not just for Jimin in this album, but also for their relationship as a group. I think their separation actually bonded them even stronger, and that's making me more impatient to see and hear how they are going to sound when they come back together again. I think it's going to be a blast. I think we're going to be a witness and actually hear and see a different kind of creative milieu, a different level of creative growth. And I can't wait. If I can just fast forward to 2025, I'll do it. Let me know what your favorite part is, or if there's anything that I missed, some things that I didn't notice. Looking forward to a healthy discussion. Leave your comments in the section below. You can say whatever it is that you want to say, but please do so respectfully. Of course, subscribe, hit that notification button, and like the video. More importantly, please share it, because that's really helping my channel. And of course, follow me on Patreon. I do have a free tier. Follow me on X or on Instagram, and X or Twitter, and also follow me on Instagram. Thank you.